Hey, it's Felice, totally awake, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, then welcome. Now, in today's video, I did need to just talk about September broadcast because they is wilding out, y'all. And viewer discretion advised because this definitely triggered me. You got your boy Stephen Lett up here talking about the apostates, okay? They scared, y'all. Let's go. Let's see what they talking about.
Being bullied can quickly make you feel alone and worthless, wondering, why me? In this month's My Teen Life, we'll hear how Charlie and Farron learned to cope with bullies and grew stronger and more confident as a result. And in a new dramatization, we'll reconnect with two dear friends, Nita and Jade, and see how they remain loyal when confronted with false reports about the truth. Yes, there's much to look forward to in this September 2022 edition of JW Broadcasting. The theme for this program is, as Jehovah's sheep reject the voice of strangers. It's estimated that there may be 15 million animal species on Earth today. But of all these animals, which one is most often used in the Bible to represent good people? Sheep. Jesus often used this illustration. Here are three examples. First, to his 12 apostles, he said at Matthew 10:16, I am sending you out as sheep among wolves. Second, regarding what he'll do shortly before Armageddon, he said at Matthew 25:32 and 33 that he will separate people one from another, just as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. In subsequent verses, he describes how the sheep will inherit everlasting life, but the goats will depart into everlasting destruction. Our third example, Jesus said at John 10:16, I have other sheep which are not of this fold. Those too I must bring in, and they will listen to my voice, and they will become one flock, one shepherd. But a question arises, why did Jesus use a sheep illustration to represent people who will gain everlasting life? Undoubtedly, because of the desirable qualities literal sheep have. They're gregarious, having a liking for companionship. They don't like to be alone. And it's a good thing, because without the flock and the protection of the shepherd, they're defenseless if a lion or bear approaches. About all they can do is bleat, bah.
It's funny how they really enjoy comparing people to sheep. He loved making that sound, bah. That's why I played some more sheep sounds for you. It's really bizarre, isn't it, that they just love to compare their Jehovah's Witnesses to sheep. And, they just love those scriptures that makes them feel like, they're justified in comparing their members to sheep. Let me tell y'all, I'm a lion, okay? Roar, okay? I mean, we have to be a grizzly bear, a tiger, or something up in this world. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody just be no sheep and thinking that, they're not going to get ran over. And that's exactly what happens when you become one of Watchtower sheep. You get ran over, you get told what to do, okay? And that's how they treat you, like a little sheep that's helpless. They can't do nothing but say, bah, okay? Is that what you want? Is that what you really want? Because, yeah, the sheeps are spoken of in the Bible, but isn't it also spoken of, where Jesus tells us to test all things to see that they are good? I do believe so. So, come on now.
Goodbye, little sheep.
No, goodbye to you, Lett.
Another good quality is that sheep as a whole tend to be peaceful, inoffensive, very different from goats. As little boys, my brother and I would pet the goats that my grandfather had. But if we turned our backs on them, one would often sneak up behind us and butt us for no reason.
No, that goat had a reason, Stephen Lett. He knew how terrible you were.
That makes sheep an appropriate illustration for good people. But the quality we especially want to focus on is identified at John chapter 10, verses 4 and 5. When he, that is the shepherd, has brought all his own out, he goes ahead of them, and the sheep follow him because they know his voice. They will by no means follow a stranger, but will flee from him, because they do not know the voice of strangers.
This is just so misleading. You know, it makes me think about when I was in my waking up process and I would have the conversations with my mom, just expressing my doubts to her. And she would say to me, Felice, where you gonna go? Then she would say, Peter told Jesus, to whom shall we go? You have the sayings of everlasting life. And then I would look at her and tell her, yes, Mom, Jesus have the sayings of everlasting life, not the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society.
So what's the desirable quality? Sheep listen to the voice of their shepherd and reject the voice of strangers.
You see how they trying to take the place of Jesus? All it takes is a quick Google them to find out who the shepherd in the Bible is. And it'll tell you the Abel, the son of Adam. It'll tell you, Abraham and Moses. Then it tells you who is the shepherd in the Bible today. It'll tell you Jesus Christ. So what is you talking about, Stephen Lett? What shepherd are you talking about? Because the only shepherd, according to the Bible, the good shepherd today is referred to as Jesus. Not you, not your homeboys. So stop it. Furthermore, you're the stranger, okay? We don't know you like that.
Regarding this quality of sheep, the September 1st, 2004 Watchtower said this. A book on Bible lands relates that a visitor once claimed that sheep recognize their shepherd by his dress, not his voice. A shepherd answered that it was the voice they knew. To prove this, he exchanged clothing with a stranger. Dressed in the shepherd's garb, the stranger called the sheep, but they did not respond. They did not know his voice. Yet when the shepherd called them, though he was disguised, the sheep came at once.
I mean, the way he just read that just really irked me. The way he just emphasized they did not respond. And then talking about they did come when they heard their shepherd. Like, it's just so, the manipulation and the way the tone, like, I can just see crystal clear through you and your tactics, Stephen Lett, and your homeboys' tactics. Y'all ain't getting over on nobody, okay? What also truly irks me is that, they just throw up Watchtower quotes and, whatever kind of publication quotes, like, here y'all go, because y'all know that's gold right there. Let me throw some of them Watchtower quotes up there. Let me see if you think that's gold, because it ain't. Ain't none of them quotes that y'all got up there gold. Ain't none of that law. Ain't none of that was inspired of God. Ain't none, that's trash, okay? Ain't nothing but some propaganda, some foolishness, some nonsense, some lies. Stop it.
Please ask yourself, as one of Jehovah's figurative sheep, do I obediently respond to the voice of the fine shepherd and flee from the voice of strangers? Well, let's talk about this. The original stranger was Satan the devil. Like
let's talk about your daddy.
He made a serpent appear to talk, but the words were Satan's words. Satan thereby used his voice to slander Jehovah and deceive Eve. Today, Satan continues his work as an evil ventriloquist using not serpents, but human puppets to enunciate his voice, these acting as his agents, either wittingly or unwittingly.
Well, it's the spooky Halloween time of year, and why not? Why not scare everybody, Ooh, crazy thing about it though is it seems to me like you're describing yourself. You're talking about Satan can use ventriloquists. Well, he can use organizations, okay? He's using you, Stephen Lett, and the rest of your homeboys, okay? Y'all are the agents that's speaking like y'all speaking for God, but y'all ain't speaking, just speaking out the side of y'all mouth is what y'all doing.
But now let's discuss 3 examples of how our fine shepherd tells us one thing, but Satan's underlings or strangers tell us something opposite. We must be vigilant to listen to the right voice. Our fine shepherd tells us, as our first example, these words at Matthew chapter 24, verses 45 through 47. Who really is the faithful and discreet slave whom his master appointed over his domestics to give them their food at the proper time? Happy is that slave if his master on coming finds him doing so. Truly I say to you, he will appoint him over all his belongings. We know the Master Jesus found the faithful and discreet slave spiritually feeding right-hearted ones in 1919.
Hold up. Now you 1919. Now you talking about 1919 when y'all was still celebrating Christmas? That y'all now say is pagan and you know you don't do that. But you got pictures all up at Bethel where the whole Bethel family celebrating Christmas. But Jesus chose y'all in 1919. Why he didn't stop y'all right then and there from celebrating Christmas? Like, why would he even choose y'all if y'all was celebrating Christmas and now it's so bad and against y'all religion? I don't understand. You're not making it make sense. Come on, where is the proof, okay, that Jesus chose y'all in 1919? I'll wait. There is none. Okay?
And
Stop
at a future
it.
time will appoint him over all his belongings. So what's the implication? Obviously, even now, Jesus fully trusts the faithful slave.
Okay, so what you not gonna do, Stephen Lett, is just say anything. Not on this channel, you not, okay? Now, you gotta make it make sense. Talking about Jesus trust the faithful and discreet slave. First of all, who said that y'all was a faithful and discreet slave? Second of all, who said that Jesus trust y'all, okay? Because if you ask me, Jesus said, get behind me, Satan.
And all of us, even individual members of the governing body, should do the same. But what does the voice of strangers say on this subject? Don't trust the faithful slave. He will mislead you.
And will.
And who often have the loudest voice promoting this false message? Apostates.
And we don't play with us. Furthermore, it's not a false message. It's simply the truth about your so-called truth.
Hebrews 13:9 labels false messages as strange teachings. Yes, they are the teachings of strangers. Some examples of their strange teachings are that the faithful slave protects pedophiles.
Undoubtedly. Like he says all the time, right? This is the part where it probably got pretty triggering for all of us who know that he is just lying. Just lying, just straight lying through his teeth. I told y'all before, if you see my other video talking on this a bit, I couldn't even make this video because this was so disturbing. Now I'm in a better space. It's been a few weeks since I heard this nonsense. And, you know, I can more calmly respond to this. But this man right here, this man right here is Satan's son, okay? Satan is his daddy, for sure. Him, David Splain, Tony Morris, I think those are probably the worst 3 because they are just so blatant. If anything, those are the ones that really know. Those are the ones that really know that it's a cult, that really know that they misleading everybody. Like, y'all know that y'all protect pedophiles. How dare you sit there and try to act like that's an apostate-driven lie? Like, we don't have to make something like that up because It is. It's what you do. You protect pedos with your two witness rule. The insult. You're adding insult to the injury, okay? That you have already played a part in, a major part, because you did not protect the kids in your organization. In fact, you protected the accused. Are these people lying about things that happened to them? I mean, come on now, really.
Some examples of their strange teachings are that the faithful slave protects pedophiles.
Stephen Lett, you are unbelievable, okay? You are unbelievable. The audacity that it must take, that you obviously have, to get up there and lie like that. You know, stop playing with us, okay? You know that your organization, that your cult organization protect pedos because of your two witness rule, okay? You know that. You know that. Okay, you talked about this before in that same tone. What about the apostate-driven lies that we protect pedos? I'll play the clip right here.
As an example, think about the apostate-driven lies and dishonesties that Jehovah's organization is permissive toward pedophiles. I mean, that is ridiculous, isn't it? If anybody takes action against someone who would threaten our young ones and takes action to protect our young ones, it's Jehovah's organization. We reject outright such lies.
That was on the morning worship. Now here you saying the same type lies. You and your homeboys were doing the same thing, lying, calling it rumors. How insulting to the victims. Like, we cannot make this stuff up. Not only are you protecting them, okay, protecting the pedos, you are permissive towards them, okay? You joined the redress scheme, which basically admitted that you do have a problem, okay? Then you also got on the morning worship, had Gary Bro, and I'm going to play that clip right here as well.
As obviously, Christ Jesus established the Christian arrangement. And notice what he said, Matthew 18 and verse 16. He says, but if he does not listen, take along with you one or two more, so that on the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses, every matter may be established. So Christ Jesus establishes the fact that there has to be 2 witnesses. Now, it doesn't mean that if there's only one witness, that there's no consequences. There might be, depending upon the situation. But the scriptures are very clear. Before a judicial committee can be convened, there has to be a confession or 2 witnesses. So we will never change our scriptural position on that subject. Jehovah has given us the ability to reason things out, to think it through. So let's do our part and not allow our faith to be quickly shaken.
Stating that you will never change your stand on this biblical matter. So, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Not only that, I mean, it's like, do I have to do this? But I guess I have to do this because, you know what I'm saying? I bring receipts. So, are these people lying?
Now there's tons of YouTubers.
I am a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. I don't remember exactly when the abuse started. Lots of people knew. Nobody did anything about it. No one called the police.
I myself have been through a ton of abuse.
It's their policies that's protecting pedophiles.
No, they're not lying. How insulting. How could you hurt people like this and then insult them in this way by calling them liars? They're liars about y'all not calling the police, huh? When things bad happen to them. They're liars, y'all. They liars. All of us liars out here talking about this. We liars. We lying according to them. It's the proof is in the pudding. Like, a fact is a fact. A fact can be researched. Like, at some point, you gotta just use your brains, y'all. You can go fact check this stuff.
Google them.
Sadly,
Google them.
Sadly,
Google
so
them.
it's not made up. You know, we don't have to make up stuff like this. It's just there. The proof is there. This is what's been happening for decades. Children are being hurt over and over again on Watchtower's watch because they discourage people from reporting it to the police because they feel like, you know, you don't really know what happened. You know, you weren't there. So we're not just going to accuse this person of this and then bring reproach on Jehovah's name. They care nothing about the kids. They care nothing about the victims, okay? And that's just facts. That's just facts. I wish that it wasn't true. Because, you know, it's obviously so many other things to make you leave this cult, okay? Their unbiblical blood doctrine. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. All of their failed predictions. But we didn't need this, you know? We didn't need this on top of all of the other lies that y'all told us. We didn't need for y'all also to have been protecting pedos for years and decades. For y'all, we didn't need for y'all to have a database, okay, full of accused pedos. Like we didn't need that. Over 1,000. We didn't need that. We do need to know that because that's what it is. But we did not need that. There were so many other reasons that we had to leave. There were so many other reasons that we had to know that it's not the truth, that we had been lied to. We didn't need on top of that to have y'all being so disgusting. Just so disgusting. And then to try to say that this is biblical and you read a scripture. We didn't need to know. We needed to know, but we didn't need that. Now we all know how just you don't care about kids. How you would try to twist the scriptures to make them fit your doctrine. There's no way of getting around the fact that it is evil. That's evil. For you to pull a scripture like that when a kid has been hurt in order to justify reasons for not contacting the proper authorities, the police, and letting them investigate the case. You don't need a second witness. They have, you know, they know how to investigate to get to the bottom of things. You don't, Watchtower. When y'all pull people back there in y'all back room, you have no credentials to be counseling people, to be telling them what to do with their life. Nothing. Let alone telling somebody that they put out from a congregation and they can't talk to their family no more. Indefinitely, if they don't decide to crawl back to you and write a letter saying they still want to be a part of the cult. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop. You're the liar. You're the stranger. You are the one misleading your so-called 8 million followers. We don't need to lie. Just don't have to. You're just that bad. All we have to do is expose who you really are, the truth about the so-called truth. That's it. It doesn't take anybody to lie or make anything up on you, Watchtower. You're that terrible.
Or that slave will exploit you so they can live lives of luxury. Those are both bald-faced lies.
That's an outright lie. That's an outright. He like got up out of his seat saying that, right? That's like outright. Like why did he have to look so dumb? Like, what is wrong with him? You do, though. You do live luxurious lives. Because look at that suit you got on. You paid for that with your hard-earned money? No. Okay? That came from donations. Okay? you're not out here working no job. All you out here doing is getting on camera and spitting your propaganda and telling people what to do with your control and your power. That's what y'all got. Y'all rich off control and power. Okay? And donations. Y'all can fly first class, because why not? You got the donations right there. Why would the governing body just be sitting in the regular seat? You know what I'm saying? So y'all be going to all these different places, flying first class, I'm pretty sure, okay? And then just the fact that y'all do such criminal activities, y'all got bail money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got money to pay people off. You know, hush up. Yeah, that happened, but we don't go ahead and settle in court. But you don't let your members know about y'all settling in court. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to, even if y'all do kind of mention it to them, that doesn't mean they were guilty. But you is guilty. Guilty as hell. Y'all, I can go on and on about this. Y'all know I can. But for right now, I'm going to stop it for right here because I'm going to have to pick this up and get into this some more. The video already long enough. But, you know, I can't even pick out exactly what I want to talk about out of this broadcast because I don't want to miss nothing. I want every single goddamn thing. So if I got to make a few videos to get through it, then that's all right. Okay? So leave me your comments. Let me know what you think down below. It's Felice, Totally Awake. I'll be back with another one. Bye.